Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome once more to this splendid Gladstone Library at 1 Whitehall Place, and of course to the Amateur Photographer Awards 2010. These awards have been recognising the best in photographic equipment for 34 years. And for 2010, we have 16 categories, 13 of which are for excellence in product design and function, 2 for outstanding photographers of our time, and a further category for good service in the retail sector. Now, I expect you're all sick to death of hearing what a hard year 2009 has been, but it's true all the same. But we can all relax now and take it easy. Just this Tuesday morning, not 2 days ago, the government announced that the recession is officially over, gone and disappeared. Now, of course, the word recession means one thing to government ministers and quite another to the man literally on the street, and another meaning again to manufacturing, retail and publishing businesses. There is no denying that we've had it hard this year, but while jobs may have been lost, to my knowledge, the number of photo businesses that have disappeared has been mercifully small. Of course, a government about to go to the country will want to say that the recession is over. But in reality, I think that our industry certainly has the worst over with, and that business is picking up. We've been luckier than most, for sure. And while there have been fewer new products launched in 2009 than in previous years, AP readers seem to have continued buying all the same. The end of the recession story on the BBC website had a mile-long tale of comments, insults, and verbal bundles as readers fought to blame various agencies and even each other for the financial pain of the last 18 months. My favourite comment, though, came from someone from my own hometown, which obviously made me feel all warm inside and proud to live in Braintree. It's particularly insightful, I think you'll agree. The lack of confidence and the commercial caution read chicken of the early months of 2009 have been replaced by a measure of optimism as we realise we ain't dead yet. It's all something of a relief, I have to say, as I'd hoped that our 125th anniversary year would not be marred by the nation's collective fear of being sacked, skint and confined to cardboard. And I am very glad to report that it wasn't spoiled one bit. In fact, the period from September, and including the 125 issue, delivered some really excellent sales for our magazines. Our special thanks goes to the people at Leica, who helped us to celebrate our 125th birthday by giving us a custom M9 kit engraved with our logo and dates. One reader was completely over the moon to win it, while thousands of others pretended to be pleased for him. It has, in fact, been a pretty good year for AP, thanks to the hard work of AP news editor Chris Cheeseman and web matron Karen Sheard. Our monthly online viewing figures have stepped over that golden 1 million figure against 200,000 unique users. And according to web stats monitor Hitwise, we reached the number 2 spot for websites owned by photo magazines. It's nice to know too that to reach that heady top spot, all I will have to do is arrange a nasty accident for Nigel and the team at our sister publication, What Digital Camera. We're on the 9th floor, you know. Our fortnightly photo e-newsletter now reaches well over 30,000 readers. And we have almost 3,000 buddies on Twitter receiving our online newsfeed. And the new IPC Photo e-magazine, Better Digital Photography, is going out to over 2 million real people. From March, our weekly frequency, that currently just helps us to stand out from the crowd, will become a feature unique to our magazine. And we will be the only weekly photographic magazine in the world. The frequency of our news, of course, is only part of our product coverage, as no other magazine can complete so many in-depth product reviews in any given time period. Our dedicated technical team produces over 450 pages of tests of cameras, lenses, software and accessories every year. Our news coverage and product coverage will be taking the AP team to a whole host of shows this year, CES, SWP, PMA, Focus, IFA, and Photokina. I visited the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas myself at the beginning of the year, and I'm very glad to say I didn't come across too many of you there. It's not that I didn't want to get caught out with my chips down or spotted out in a seedy bar. That's what we have an ad team for. But I was hoping the specialist photographic companies would not be trying to bolt themselves onto the mammoth electronics industry. CES was fascinating, of course, and on a giant scale. But photography is a tiny part of it, and cameras are largely treated as trinkets or PC accessories. The location of the Photo Marketing Association show this year is unfortunate, to say the least. Had the association reserved the Central Convention Centre in Baghdad, it would certainly have generated no less enthusiasm. After a poorly attended, recession-hit and much talked-down show last year, PMA needs all the international visitors it can get. PMA should be at the centre of our existence, as it remains a dedicated photo specialist show. It's where people look at lenses, tripods, memory cards, bags, and all those things that make life worthwhile living for our retailers as well as our readers. Although the engulfment of photography by the electronics industry is partly inevitable, I think that it's desperately important that we maintain our specialist status and that we exist outside of that mass market, low margin environment. Sony, Samsung, and Panasonic are, of course, extremely welcome in our industry, and each contributes massively to the way our technology is moving forward. But let's make sure they become specialist photographic manufacturers, rather than us becoming purveyors of electronic devices. As they strive for the credibility of our established brands, these companies still look to the traditional shows, PMA and Photokina, to launch their important products. Maybe we need to appreciate the electronic goods that are becoming more relevant to the photographic market, such as monitors, TVs, iPads, PCs, and home networks, and think about how we can provide them through our photo specialist channels to keep our customers captive. Focus on Imaging in February will be a very important show for both of our photo titles, as it provides an excellent opportunity for us to meet our readers and for them to meet us. Amateur Photographer and What Digital Camera will share a stand there for the duration of the show, and we'll also be visiting your stands to report on your launches and activities. AP will also be showcasing a refreshed look for the magazine at the show, as part of our ongoing updating and improving programme. Recent research and subscription renewals suggest that we are already providing the content our frank and to-the-point readers want to consume. So we will be refreshing our design and introducing additional big names to our contributor list. And Photokina in September will be as knackering and exhilarating as ever. Hopefully, Newshound Cheeseman won't get anyone sacked this year, although that does always make a good story in itself. A good story too is the ISA Awards, that seem to be gathering strength and gaining credibility with our readers every year. I'm very glad to say that our ISA friends, selected from Europe's most prominent and trustworthy titles, tend to think in the same way that we do. Coming to a conclusion is most often a matter of mild-mannered discussion, rather than the power-struggling and clashing egos that are usually associated with decisions made in Brussels. Congratulations go to the winners of the 16 awards chosen by the photo panel for 2009. But a special praise is reserved for Olympus for winning European Camera of the Year with its stylish Pen EP1 Micro Four Thirds camera. Now, I've always been an admirer of the inventiveness of the Olympus marketing people. Who do you think you are, David Bailey? And they still have the power to amaze me. Imagine my surprise on opening the Evening Standard ES magazine last Friday to see the old reliable Ellie von Strunkel predicting that EP1 would be going down well with Aquarians this week. Pure genius, isn't it? Couldn't pay for that. So I'll leave you now to enjoy your lunch, and I'll return in a while to introduce our guest entertainer for this afternoon. Thank you very much.